Okay, we'll do a coupler conversion on the Con-Cor 40-foot funnel flow tank car. Okay, first thing we want to do is remove the trucks. And then I'm looking at this and it looks like these bars are wider on this end than this end, so it's going to be like two different coupler conversions. So I'll use the 620 coupler for this installation. So first thing I want to do is cut this tab that sticks up off. I'll just gently press the razor blade through there, rock it back and forth. Get a nice smooth surface. Then I want to cut right where this little piece meets this piece, right in that little V. So I'll place my razor blade right there and just press it through. I'll turn it around, do the same thing on the other side. Press it through. Then I want to visually kind of test fit it, make sure it's going to fit in between there. That looks like a really good fit. So now I need to remove this whole piece because this big box sticking out right here on the front of the bolster is going to be in the way of the installation. So I'm going to take a chisel blade, carefully push it in, just kind of wiggle that up. That looks good. Now we got to be careful of this little handrail here. This particular one looks like it's broke and glued to the car. So I don't know if it came from the factory that way, but I'll take my chisel blade and just kind of break that glue loose. That's two pieces. Now I can also come in from this side with the chisel blade, just keep wiggling that up. Nice and gentle. And pry this handrail right out over the brake wheel. And it's free. Now if I hang it over the edge, my handrail is protected. And I want to cut this off right here. There's little mounting pins underneath. There's also that air reservoir right there. So I want to cut it off right even with the bolster. Right like that. So I'll just press that chisel blade through there real gentle. Don't want to push very hard to break that little pin off because we want to use that to mount it back on the car. So now I'll go ahead and glue that on there. That's pressed in place. The handrail's right back where it was. I'll put that coupler on there. Can I give it a test fit? Looks like it's going to be a good fit. So now I'll take a drop of glue, put it right here where the block used to be, and I'll also put some along there. Install my coupler, press it into place, hold it a few seconds till the glue dries. Now we'll do the other end. Once again, I want to remove this little tab right here, so I'll just carefully push the razor blade through it. Make sure it's nice and smooth for a good mounting surface. And for this particular end, you want to cut right in the middle of this long bar. So I'll lay my razor blade right in the middle, press it through. I'll do the same thing on the other edge. Now there's two little notches that'll have to be made here where the handrail goes into this end piece. And I'll start right here where this V from this bar and the side bar meet, and I will cut straight down with the razor blade, push it through. And I want to come over to this V where this bar and this bar meet, and I'll push it through. And there's a notch cut in there now. Then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Just notch that out, and I'll kind of visually test fit it. Looks like everything's going to clear. So I'll go ahead and set this aside for now. And then I've got to remove this bolster piece again on the other side. The handrail doesn't go around the brake wheel on this side, so it should come apart easier, but I'll go ahead and lift that off to make sure it's not glued on. Looks like it's free from the car. So I'll start with my chisel blade. Just wiggle it off from each end. And it's clear. So now again I want to press down with the chisel blade right here on this edge. Don't want to press too hard to break the pins off. I just want to wiggle it through nice and slow. And there it's off. Now I want to glue this back on so that it's good and secure. So I'll just put a drop of glue smeared around that hole there. Press that on. Okay, now I'll check the fit again. Looks pretty good. So now I'll go ahead and glue that in place. Put a drop of glue here where I remove that piece of the bolster. And a nice bead across the front. Put my coupler into place. And give it a good press. Hold it for a few seconds for the glue to dry. Now I can go ahead and install some trucks. I'm using some 100-ton trucks off of a Trainworx car with some smooth rolling Fox Valley metal wheels. So I'll go ahead and install these. Now I'll go ahead and put it on the test track with the micro-trained coupler height gauge and see how the height is. Now I'll check the trip pin height with the micro-trained height gauge. Make sure it clears. That looks good. Now I'll check the coupler height. They match up good. It's ready to go.